Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for the Week 10 Monday Night Football game that we got between the Packers and the Eagles. Hopefully, we'll get a really good primetime game here. I think this is going to be a good primetime game. Two of the better teams in the NFC. We had a pretty shit primetime game on Sunday night. This Chargers-Steelers game. It's looking really gross right now. But hopefully this is a better game on Monday night. Pretty good matchup. We're going to talk through two player props that I do like for this game. And as always, guys, we're going to give some information, some analysis, and talk through why I like each one of these plays. Now, before we do get started, make sure that you guys hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play $5. You're going to get $50 worth of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. And then also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100. As well, you'll get a free $20 entry. So, not only are you getting a deposit match, but you're going to get a free entry just for making an account and using code NOAH. And this free entry is no deposit required. So you get this immediately, like as soon as you make an account and download the app. So this is a way for you to try out the Sleeper app, potentially win some money without even having to put any money in. So it's a win-win for you guys. Highly recommend you get over to Sleeper. I don't know how long they're going to do this promotion for, but while they're doing it, I do want to share it with you guys. It's obviously beneficial to you. So if you don't have an account on Sleeper, again, download the Sleeper app, use that promo code NOAH, get that free $20 entry, and get your first deposit matched up to $100. But yeah, guys, let's talk about some Prizepicks plays here for this Monday Night Football game for Week 10. Now, I want to recap our plays from our video on Sunday before we talk through our plays here for Monday Night Football. So we gave out 3 picks on Sunday, went 2-1, just missed out on a full sweep. Sadly, the play that missed was Derrick Henry's over fantasy score. We took Derrick Henry over 13 fantasy score, and I think he finished with a little bit over 11 fantasy points. He got a lot of opportunity. He had like 20 carries. He had a couple catches. Just, wasn't super efficient. I think he had like 75 or 80 yards. He had like 3 catches for like 5 yards or something. I would have, if you would have told me before the game started that Derrick Henry would get like 20 carries and 3 catches, I would have felt really good about him going over 13 fantasy score, but it didn't work out that way, sadly. There was a time when there was actually a couple plays where the Ravens were at the goal line, and one time they were at like the 2-yard line. They ran a pass play, and Mark Andrews caught a touchdown. And then there was another time when they were in hurry up. Justice Hill was on the field. They got down to the 1-yard line, and because they were running hurry up, they just let Justice Hill get the touchdown. He ran in the touchdown, not Henry. So that was super frustrating. Definitely felt like we could have got that Henry prop. But yeah, 2-1 on our 3 plays for Sunday. Let's see if we can go 2-0 on these 2 plays for Monday Night Football. So, excuse me, looking at the first prop that I like for Monday night, we're going to look at a fantasy score prop. And I like Saquon Barkley for more than 15 fantasy scores. So Saquon, we all know, one of the best running backs in the NFL, has one of the best roles among running backs. He hasn't been on the same elite level that that we've seen from like Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's just getting like 25, 30 fantasy points like every single week. Saquon's not at that level this season, but this is still one of the best running backs in the NFL that also has one of the best workloads. If you look at Saquon on a week-to-week basis, he's consistently getting close to 20 touches. Now, there was like a 2-game stretch, like this game against Denver, he only got like 9 touches. The game against the Giants where they lost by 17, he only got 14 touches. But then we saw him get 19 touches against Minnesota. Their last game against the Giants, he had 18 touches in that game. Like, he's consistently getting close to 20 touches, if not over 20 touches. Just gets a ton of volume. He also gets usage in the passing game. We've seen the Eagles use Saquon a lot more in the passing game this season than they did last season. Last season, Saquon, let me see. I want to look at his game log last year, his receiving game log, because I'm pretty sure his receptions and receiving yards. So last season, Saquon in the regular season had, he had 33 catches for 278 yards. So far this season, he already has 24 catches for 159 yards. So he's on pace to easily outperform what he did in the receiving game last year. we're consistently seeing Saquon get like 3, 4, 5 targets every single week to go along with the 15 to 18 carries that he gets. He's one of the most efficient running backs in the NFL. Typically, a guy that gets like 4 to 5 yards per carry. He's always able to break off long runs. I know the matchup against Green Bay looks like a tough one on paper. You look at Green Bay against the run this year; they've been pretty solid. But Green Bay's been a little bit more vulnerable against the run as of late. We just saw Rico Dowdle run all over Green Bay not too long ago. Like last week, he had 25 carries for 130 yards, averaged over 5 yards per carry. Even some recent games, like Jalen Warren averaged almost 5 yards per carry against Green Bay. Even Bam Knight averaged over 4 yards per carry. Chase Brown averaged over 4. He averaged over 4.5 yards per carry against Green Bay. Like Green Bay's given up some decent games to running backs lately. I think it's a good spot for Saquon to have success here. Just continue to get a ton of opportunity. The only knock you have against Saquon is that in any situation where the Eagles get at the goal line, like if they get down at the 1, like Saquon's probably not getting the touchdown, which is obviously that hurts because touchdowns are very important for fantasy score because they're worth so many points. But Saquon just still has such a good workload. He realistically could get 15 fantasy points without scoring a touchdown because he could have like close to 100 rushing yards. He could catch like 3 or 4 passes for like 20 yards. Like he has a way to get 15 fantasy points without scoring a touchdown. But because they, given so many opportunities, so many carries, he's always a threat to score a TD. It's a game that projects to stay competitive. So in these type of game scripts where it's a competitive game, that's usually when you see Saquon play a bunch of snaps. There's obviously a chance in blowouts. They pull Saquon early. I think last week against the Giants was a little bit of a blowout. So you saw Saquon's snaps come down a little bit. But like in competitive games, Saquon's going to be out there for probably 75 to 80% of the offensive snaps. He was on the injury report heading into this week. He had been dealing with it was a groin injury, but he was a full practice. He was able to get a full practice in on Thursday. He's off the injury report heading into Monday night. So even though he's been on the injury report lately, it doesn't seem like that groin injury that he's been dealing with is going to bother him at all here. I'm expecting a full workload from Saquon against a Green Bay team that's been a little bit more vulnerable against the run as of late. I think this is a spot where we can definitely get 15 fantasy points from Saquon. So I like that as our first prop for Monday night. And then the other prop that I like on the Packers side is a receptions line. So we're going to take Christian Watson for more than 2.5 receptions. Now, the Packers are dealing with a ton of injuries right now, especially to their receiving core, their pass catchers. So they lost Tucker Kraft. He is done for the season. I believe it was a torn ACL that he had. He's done for the season. Without Tucker Kraft, that takes away one of their top targets. Kraft was having a really, really good year. He was, posting big receiving games, getting a lot of volume. You take him out of the equation, and you take potentially Matthew Golden out of the equation, who is questionable this week. That's going to open up a lot of opportunity. And if you look right now at the Packers wide receivers, the only Packers wide receivers that are not on the injury report are Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson, and Malik Heath. Savion Williams is on the injury report. He's questionable for this game with a foot injury. Dontavian Wicks is on the injury report. He's questionable for this game with a calf injury. And Matthew Golden is questionable for this game with a shoulder injury. I'm assuming all these questionable guys are probably going to play. But in any scenario where Golden gets ruled out or Wicks gets ruled out or Williams gets ruled out, that's just going to open up more opportunity for the other Packers receivers that are healthy, really Doubs and Watson. And Watson, we've only seen him play in 2 games this season because he has also been injured. He's a player that has had injury history in the past, but he's healthy right now. And we saw him get more snaps in their last game. So he came back from injury. In his first game back from injury, he played 56% of the offensive snaps. And then last week, we saw Christian Watson get up to 66% of the offensive snaps. That was second most among the Packers wide receivers. He's basically their wide receiver 2 right now with all the injuries they're dealing with. He's a guy that's going to be out there for probably 70+% of the snaps. There's a chance he could see an even higher amount of opportunity this week if we see some of these questionable wide receivers get ruled out for the Packers. And Christian Watson's a player that has shown an ability to be able to earn targets, be able to be productive when he gets opportunity. He's dealt with injuries throughout his career, but like I said, he's healthy right now. He's one of the healthy Packers wide receivers. I think 2.5 receptions is definitely a low line for him here. I think this is a spot where the Packers are probably going to be forced to throw the ball. I mean, the Eagles have historically had a really stout run defense. I know Josh Jacobs has looked great this year. He's been solid on the ground. The Packers are a team that like to run the ball, but facing a good Eagles defense, facing an Eagles team that has shown an ability to put up points, especially as of late. The Eagles offense has looked really good. In a scenario where the Eagles maybe get out to a lead, that's obviously going to be great for us because that's going to be great for Saquon to go over fantasy if the Eagles are playing with the lead. And then, if the Eagles are playing with the lead and the Packers are playing from behind, they're going to be throwing more, which is going to be great for Christian Watson's receptions prop. So I think there's a little bit of correlation with these two plays. These are two plays I do like for Monday Night Football. This is what we're going to roll with. Packers, Eagles, taking Saquon for more than 15 fantasy score and Christian Watson for more than 2.5 receptions. So see if we can go 2-0 here, guys, on these two plays for Monday Night Football. As always, I do appreciate you guys watching these Prizepicks videos. I appreciate your support on these videos that I put out here on YouTube. If you guys do enjoy the content that I put out on YouTube, just do one thing for me. Hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys want more Prizepicks plays from me, I do provide those over on Patreon. You can check out the Patreon linked down below in the description if you are interested. But as always, guys, appreciate your support. Let's win some money on this Monday Night Football game, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.